Welcome back to Cooking and Kids and our fight for healthier and happier America. In today's program, we are continuing with all natural and simple recipes for you and your family. Today's treat is 3 cheese and spinach strudel. But the best part about this recipe is that it's so easy to make. Let me take you quickly through exact measurements and ingredients. We're starting with 2 cups of cottage cheese, 2 cups of ricotta, a cup of feta cheese, 2 cups of previously frozen and well drained chopped spinach, a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 4 eggs, and a pound of phyllo dough. In this case, I'm using number 4 phyllo dough, but any size would be fine. Any kind, any size will be just as good. So we're using 3 different cheeses that make one perfect combination. We're using cottage cheese for moisture. We're adding just as much of ricotta cheese for texture, and we're adding some feta cheese, not too much of it, for flavor. And to that, we're gonna add some spinach, some eggs, and oil, and before you know, we're gonna have a delicious treat that's wonderful to serve on Sunday mornings. It's also great as an hors d'oeuvre at any parties or as a special treat for kids in school. Okay, so let me show you how truly easy this is. We're gonna start by mixing cheeses, eggs, and spinach. So I'm gonna start by mixing cottage cheese and ricotta, feta, okay, and spinach. So it truly is as easy as this. Just combine all the ingredients, add some eggs. That's 4 eggs here. I will add a pinch of salt, not too much because the feta cheese already has some salt, and so does ricotta and cottage cheese. Here goes a pinch of salt. Mix it well, making sure that spinach and cheese is combined really good. So beautiful, these colors look so rich together, so beautiful. Elegant, if you will. The yellow, green, and white look really nice together. And now that we have our cheese and spinach mixed well, the true fun begins. If you remember, I told you not to open up a phyllo dough until you are ready to start rolling the strudel. And the reason why is because the phyllo dough will dry out extremely quickly and it will be hard to roll it. So now that we're ready with our cheese, we can go ahead and open up a phyllo dough. Making strudels like this one is very traditional to Serbia or Balkans in general. Strudels like this can be made with just about any filling, from walnuts to poppy seeds to fresh apples or to cheeses like what we did today. There was one exception, however. The phyllo dough normally was made by hand. However, very few people have time or skills to do it by hand today, so we have used a store-bought phyllo dough, which is just fine. But in one of the future episodes, I want to show you how to make a phyllo dough by hand. I promise you, we're gonna have fun. Okay, we'll have to work quickly here. Just gonna open up a phyllo dough and stack it on the side, like this. And we're gonna start with 1 sheet at a time. And the trick is that every sheet needs to get some oil. And I told you I'm using extra virgin olive oil. You can use a spoon like I'm doing right here. Or if you have a brush, and if it's easier for you to use a brush, just use a brush. And make sure that in between these layers, you will have a little bit of oil. Here comes another one. So far we have 3. And I think we're gonna go about 5 layers before we fill it with cheese and roll it. Okay, this was our 5th. I'm just going to stuff it with cheese. Like this towards the end. And gently roll it. Tuck it in first, a little bit backwards. Gently roll it. This way we're going to prevent phyllo dough from breaking. Depending on the size of your phyllo dough, you will need different baking pans. So just before you start rolling it, figure out which size of a pan will work out with the size of the phyllo dough you have. And before you set your roll in a baking pan, put a little bit more of olive oil and then just gently set it in. And just continue repeating this until all the phyllo dough is used up and all the stuffing is gone. This particular recipe is so simple and so easy to make that I would encourage you to include your children next time you're preparing it. Your kids could definitely help you with mixing and measuring cheeses, and it's fun putting these layers like this, and they can definitely help you with that. As you see, there's not a whole lot of mess, so kids can't get in a lot of trouble while they do this with you. And most important thing, you will be creating something together. And something like this would also make a great lunch for school. And your kids can take this little dish to school and tell their friends, hey, guess what? I made this with my mom. And here goes our last one. The oven is on 360, heating up. And now that you have it all in the pan, we should put a little bit more olive oil on the top. And as you notice, we have started with a cup of olive oil. I didn't end up using all of it, but a little bit more than a half a cup is gone for sure. You do need to add a little extra fat or oil to the recipe because the phyllo dough needs grease to be good, and also it needs moisture, which will be draining the moisture out of the cheese and spinach. This way strudel will really come out good. 35 minutes later and our strudel is done. And now all that's left is to cut it. Let's start from the middle. The strudel is still pretty hot, and the best idea is to allow strudel to cool off for about 15 minutes before you cut it. So let's see, we're going to make it to small portions like this. I hope you too will agree the dish was very easy to make and that it is really good and nutritious for children. With a lot of cheese and spinach inside and some eggs, it's a perfect snack food. And before we conclude today's program, I want to thank you all for your support, your kind words and encouragements, and all of you who have joined Cooking and Kids channel and our fight for healthier and happier America. Thank you very much.